Hello friends, and welcome to Fishcraft. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. In today's episode, we have got a whole lot of things that we need to get started on, including finding ourselves a happy ghast for the first time ever. I've never even seen one in person before, let alone fly one. This is gonna be an exciting time. I am quite scared though. It does mean I have to go to the Nether, but also I did learn recently that you can trade. You can trade with the piglins to get yourself a happy ghast. So I think that's what we're gonna do first. So instead of traversing the Nether and doing all the dangerous, crazy stuff, we're gonna go see if we can go find ourselves a happy ghast through the little piglin bartering. And then if that doesn't work, of course, I am happy to do a bit of exploring manually. Of course, this will be my first time going to the Nether with an elytra. I've never done that before. Now that I think about it, the only other time I've ever been to the Nether before is in my hardcore world, and I didn't have elytra there. I never used the elytra, so this is gonna be quite the experience for me. And also, I can't imagine how much more easy landscaping is gonna be with a happy ghast. I know. Oops, sorry. I know that usually I have a hard time with like landscaping taller like bits of land because I have to go like underneath and then readjust the block placing and stuff. But with the happy ghast, I don't have to use so many rockets and stuff. So I'm wondering how much easier this is gonna be, and I'm really excited. Oh, and I don't know if anybody noticed, but I did also go through my beautiful little shoreline here, and I added some little bits of seagrass and little pieces of seaweed and kelp and stuff, just to make the shoreline feel a bit more connected to the ocean floor, and like it wasn't just handmade the whole time. I do think it looks good. And also I added a bit of the fire core around these parts because I felt like the red would be a lovely contrast to the dark blue that we've got all around through the ocean and stuff. And with the lovely little shoreline stuff out of the way, we are good to go and get ourselves a lovely little happy ghast so that we can get started on this here objective. So we need to turn this cliff here into a giant cliffside instead of just a tiny like like a little rocky hill. It doesn't quite look right. So I'm hoping to add just a bit more of a scenery if I add some cliff here. Now I don't know how to build cliffs or how much I should have it like slope down to the existing piece of the hill here, but I'm certainly gonna try. And before I get started on doing all this, I wanted to do it with a happy ghast because we did get happy ghasts. Right? They are new to the game, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna grab our panic shulker box and we're gonna head down to the Nether and see if we can do some piglin trading. Oh, a lovely little strider. They're so cute. Oh, I haven't seen one of these in ages. I wanna have a friend. I want a friend strider. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but sure, it sounds like a good idea, and I will name them Whiskers. No way! We just landed right on top of a happy ghast. Are you kidding me? That is absurd. I've never been over here before. No way, we just landed straight on top of one. That is so cool. There's our little happy ghast. Some fireworks for celebration. Gosh, I was looking for piglins to trade with. I mean, I found some right over there, but also we found the happy ghast here. Hold on, let's see if there's two of them. No way, we got two of them. No way, we have two happy ghasts. I have to save them now, surely. So let's collect these two happy ghasts. That is crazy. One dried ghast and two dried ghast. I forgot also I could craft them. I completely forgot about that. That was easy. Gosh. Oh, I guess while I'm here, I may as well grab some of these bone blocks as well. Oh. And we're going back. That was the quickest little Nether trip I've ever had. I'll take it. I can't believe we got two dried ghast from that. And we didn't even have to do any trading either. Uh-oh. We got creepers. Not a single bit of trading, and it's raining. Let's go. It's raining. All right, we're going to do a little bit of fishing. And while we're doing our fishing and stuff, we're going to pop these dried ghast straight into the water. And hopefully we will get ourselves a lovely little happy ghast soon. Oh, there goes the rain. Still no happy ghast hatching. Hatching? No, wait, hydrating. No happy ghast hydrating. I don't actually know how long it takes for the happy ghast to get rehydrated, but it sure is taking a while. But that's fine with me. I get to do a bunch of fishing in between, so this is totally okay. Oh, that's right. Also, since I now have two happy ghast, I originally did have a name for the first one. We have Gastro, which is going to be the name of the main happy ghast that we're going to be using for our terraforming and stuff. But now that we've got a second one, I'm definitely going to be needing a name for it. So if anybody has some suggestions for some lovely little ghast names, I would be very much appreciated. Also, oh my gosh, 5,300 days of fishing. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot I still need to get snowballs for the happy cast. Whoopsie. I don't have any snowballs, but I do have snow blocks and carved pumpkins, so that's gonna have to work for the time being. Although I don't know exactly where I should put this little snow golem. Oh, I have an idea. Okay. So we're gonna put this lovely little snow golem. Ouch. We're gonna put this lovely little snow golem inside of our little medical ward here, and they're gonna be like the doctor. Dr. Snow Golem. And we're also gonna get some snowballs. Wow, they sure make a mess, don't they? Oh, straight to the bed, huh? Alright, Dr. Snow Golem. Thank you for the snowballs. I appreciate you. There we go. Hopefully 2 stacks should be enough. No way! Welcome to the world, little ghasts. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. Oh, it's no wonder they love snowballs. They look just like them. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I forgot the name tags. Uh-oh. I am so unprepared for this. I don't have name tags. I don't have saddles. I don't have harnesses. I don't have leads. I'm not ready to be a parrot. Ta-da! We got all our stuff now. We got a light blue harness for our little gastro and a blue harness for whatever we end up naming the second one. Which I still don't know what to do, by the way. Now all we gotta do is feed them the snowballs, and then we just wait for them to grow up. Maybe I should give them some more snowballs. There we go! There's our little happy ghast. They look less happy as an adult, but they are still very... They both grew up at the same time. My friends, a happy ghast. Happy ghast. Now we just got to give them their name and their lovely little harness. So we're gonna say, eeny, meeny, miny, you are Gastro. And here's your lovely harness as well. They're beautiful. Oh, I love these little happy ghasts so much. Oh, and their helmets are quite cute as well. The little, like, aviator little goggles thing. Ooh, I have an idea. I want some aviator goggles. Let me open Blockbench really quick. Do 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 do. We got some matching goggles. This is so fun. This is great. I'm so happy with this. Me and my little happy ghast zooming around at the speed of light, or if light was maybe 5 miles per hour at tops. Oh, I'm gonna go take a look at my whole little apothecary here. Look at we're doing the big old drift. Do 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 do. This is great. Thank you Mojang for making such lovely little creatures. Terraforming is going to be a breeze, I feel like, or at least for the taller structures, or like building trees and stuff. Oh my gosh, building trees is going to be so easy. Or at least doing like the underside of them, I'm going to be able to use, I don't have to use scaffolding anymore. Or maybe we will use scaffolding still. I still don't really know. I haven't used the Happy Ghast in actual practice yet, so I don't know how much more helpful they're going to be than just regular dirt scaffolding. So we'll figure it out as we go, and this is really fun. That being said, we do have a happy ghast finally, so we should be good to get started on doing the bit of terraforming that we have for today's video, and that is this ginormous cliff here that we are going to try to get started on. So for the first time ever, we're just going to do a little ghast twirl. And there we go. We got our lovely little cliffside made. Oops, sorry, I threw my mouse. I really do love this. I love this little cliff. I just wish I was better at trying to smoothen out pieces of stone, because this was really fun for me to make. However, I did make a very, very critical error in my initial placement of this little cliff here. So instead of doing my regular like sketching out the cliff like location and shape and then building up layer by layer from there like I would usually do, for example, that's what I did for this stuff over here. For some reason, what I did first was I built a single line going upwards and at a diagonal of where I wanted the cliff to be, at least height-wise, and then I went from the top and then I did a little skeleton frame of the top there, and that's all well and good. But it really messed up the lower bit where I had to try and connect it all, because usually I like to have taller, more sheer faces, but because I messed up my initial skeleton and stuff, this did end up being a lot more chunky than normal, or a lot more blocky than normal. See how there's lots of there's too many layers for this. There we go. So I only wanted maybe about 5 or 6 blocks to be protruding, so instead there's 10 layers here at least of blocks sticking out. So I've got a lot I still need to learn, but I am very happy with this. Also, don't look behind it. Don't Don't look behind it, I promise. This is all just a completely false front, because I don't actually have much time for terraforming. I can't build an entire cliff in one video. Goodness gracious. Just this right here has already taken me 2 days of collecting and placing and stuff. So this really is all I have, is just this whole side here. And then I have the other side started, but it is all still in the very early works here. So this is all completely hollow, and I still need to figure out how we're gonna slope all this down and stuff. But that is absolutely an objective for another time, because I have already spent way too long working on this. Also, look at this lovely little landscaping job we did. I'm definitely proud of my landscaping abilities and how far they've come just in such a short amount of time. What is it, like a month or so of just doing some grass and sand placing and stuff, and already I'm quite happy with this. So I did unfortunately have to break a little bit of the terraforming that I had on this side over here, but that was only because I wanted to connect up this new piece of terraforming to the highest point of where this little fishmonger's hut is. So I did have to remove my tires and my fenders and stuff for the dock over here, but I think it's okay. I think it looks really good, and I'm very happy with this. The only thing I would have done differently is I would have added a bit more variation in these spikes here, because I have learned that if you're doing terraforming and stuff and you're trying to make little shorelines, what I say is I try to do like little mountainscapes. Like if you're doing a painting and stuff and you make the giant mountains, right, you'll have these big old peaks, and then in between you'll have little smaller peaks and stuff like that. What I did wrong here is I made them, they're all equally as pointy as one another. Some of them are smaller, but they're all still just as pointy. So what I should have done was I should have made them all like different shaped triangles, just to give it a bit more visual interest, I suppose, or just to break up the regular like little pattern that we've got forming here. I am very happy with this. We only have this side done so far. We still need to wrap this all the way around to the other side of the mountain, which is very much unfinished. I'll probably be working on this on the in-between of the videos and stuff. I have a lot of polishing on this end that I still need to do. I only was really focused on this side for the time being, just because this is really just like the skeleton of the mountain and stuff. So we've still got tons of work we need to do. We need to do the whole shoreline along this end. We got to do the full terraforming. We still have terraforming we have to do on this end that I never finished. Because you probably tell, but on the shoreline over there, we've got these like pieces of sand and like sediment and stuff that have washed up into the wall. And I do really love that detail. So I wanted to do that piece, but also over here. So we're gonna go back through with pieces of sand and stuff. We're gonna make little piles in some of the corners, and it's gonna look lovely. And also, I feel like maybe this little piece right here could use something on it. It seems like there should be like a little door or something over here, right? Oh, speaking of mines and stuff, I do have some plans actually for a little cave right here. It's just not for this video, or maybe it is. We'll see what we've got time for later. But once this cave is once this mountain is all fully covered up, we're going to be doing a tiny little cave on the inside, where we're going to be having a bunch of stuff, I guess. That's all I'm gonna say for now. We'll see later on. That does mean we'll be adding on to our to-do list, but I think that's okay. I mean, anything really to drag it out. And with that, we are good to move on to the next part of the video, which is going to be quite fishy, because in my last couple videos, I got a comment from Prismatic Hue that mentioned there's these cute little Japanese fish streamers or fish banners or carp banners, and they're called koinoboris, and they were so cute, and I absolutely have to add them. I don't know where I'm gonna put them or really how I'm gonna build them, but all I know is I really love this suggestion and I absolutely have to put them somewhere. So what we need to do is we need to start scouting out where we're going to be putting a whole bunch of little carp streamer flags around the apothecary here. Maybe we can put it on top of one of these smaller buildings, or or maybe on top of one of these little towers right here. I don't want there to be too much to look at over here, so I'll have to figure out a spot eventually. Probably on this little tower right here is a good enough spot for them. I don't know how many I want to add, but I do know that they are so cool. They're so cool. And I really love the little koinobori. Oh, I do want to use actually glazed terracotta. I feel like that definitely is going to match. So we're going to go gather some of that up really quickly. And we're going to get to building up some little carp streamers. Ooh, welcome back. We got some little fish streamers made. They are directly behind us. You probably can't see them. I'm a bit far away. Hold on. So we managed to make ourselves a total of 5 little fish carp streamer koidomori things, and I am in love with every single one of them. So at the very top we have a lovely little squid, and then below it we have the 4 little carp slash kois, or I'm not really sure what these fish are supposed to be, but I imagine they're carps, all of them. Here is also the reference image I used to make all of these lovely little fish. I had an absolute joy doing this, and thank you so much, Prismatic Hue, for leaving this lovely suggestion. I definitely want to go through and try to add a bit more of them as well at some point, because this is so cool. I love the fish flags. They're so cute. I just seem to be having issues with trying to figure out where I would want to put these, because we've got so much. We've got so many things over here, and it's hard for me to try and find a spot to put things now without making it look like it's a bit too overwhelming. But these are all fish after all, so I definitely had to make room for them, and I cannot be happier with how they came out, especially the little squid. They're so flowy. Doing these landscaping stuff has definitely, I feel like, helped with my ability to do more of the flowy sort of shapes and stuff on these little organic things that I'm building. Because I really love how this squid came out, especially the little tentacles flying in the wind. This has been a lovely time. This helmet is impossible to see through. Did I also mention that it took about 8 hours for me to come up with these little fish? They seem so simple, yet they took so long. Goodness gracious. Eventually I'll get better at building, or faster at it, at least. I would hope. I also found a pet creeper. I left him in the boat here. I didn't know what to do with them, and I couldn't bring myself to hurt them, so I left him here. Oh wait, I just realized I still need to go back to the Nether so I can grab the strider for later. We'll be using them later on for something, but I'm not gonna say what. You'll just have to figure out what. Eventually. I'll say it has something to do with the cave behind me, but nothing to do with fire. Okay, moving on. We have been doing a lot of landscaping and a lot of cliff building today. I need to do something a bit more relaxing. So I think I'm going to get started on building up a ginormous tree that is going to be attached to the very tippy top of this lovely little castle here. However, before I do that, I do want to do just a little bit of fishing, because I have fallen slightly behind. So I think I'm gonna try to get maybe 1,000 or so. So I'm gonna get started on the trunk, and I'm going to do some fishing. So let's just jump straight into that really quick. Welcome back for the little fishing time lapse. I have been very busy working on the tree and stuff, and I just had to stop a bit through the way of the trunk here to say that I accidentally made a tentacle. If I was building a giant octopus or a kraken coming off the side of the apothecary, this would look fantastic. This is supposed to be a trunk. I haven't actually went and added any of the branches yet. I just was trying to get the basic shape down, and I did like the twisty curviness of this, but I still might go through and do a bit of adjusting. I'm not even close to being done with this. I just thought it was hilarious that I made a giant tentacle, so I just wanted to show that really quick. So I'm gonna get straight back into finishing this thing up, and hopefully I can make this look a bit better. So my plan so far is to have a humongous trunk, and then the branches and stuff are going to do very wide wingspan here, so that we can have a really big coverage of the leaves and stuff. Now, I don't know that this is going to look good at all, and in fact I'm almost certain that it's going to ruin the the aesthetic of the apothecary, but it's all that I can think of right now that I want to do, so I'm just gonna get it done. I'm just gonna get it over with. So 2 seconds. Welcome back. We have been very busy on this tree, and I have been having a lovely time so far doing the branches and stuff. I did actually end up going through and doing a bit of a remodel with the tentacle piece. I did not like how much it looked like an octopus, so I did have to tear it down, and I straightened it out a bit more. And I think this looks way better. This looks so much better. This almost reminds me of the forest spirit, or whatever it's called, from Princess Mononoke. The deer thing with like the human face. It's almost scary, but this looks so good. I love doing the trunks. It's the leaves that scare me the most, honestly. And it's just in time too for Halloween. I'm terrified of leaves. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to get better at my leaf placing because this is a humongous task of leaves and gathering oak logs or dark oak. Maybe I'll make them out of oak logs, or oh gosh, all the other trees I've made so far are made of dark oak. So would it make sense to have them all as a dark oak as well, or should I do a bit of variation? Oh yeah, Manian said that. A bit of variation and stuff. I will admit though that I did not use a single reference for this tree. This really was just me eyeballing it the whole time. So this is straight out my brain, and I do love it so far. I just think I keep making the mistake of making these trees too big. I'm not very good at scale, I'll say that. And also, I feel like I need to have the trunk here maybe a bit wider, and like a bit more of a smoother curve to it. It seems like it just kind of goes straight up like a bit too quickly, and that there is still lots of adjusting I need to do here. However, I do think this is a really good start for just using dirt and stuff. I had a really good time so far. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this little tree here so far. I have been working very hard to try and make this look okay. And I'll say it. I'll say that the landscaping and stuff absolutely has helped me in feeling a bit more confident in my weird shapes that I just come up with as I'm going and stuff. I do quite like it. It feels a whole lot more natural to me now, and I'm excited. And I'm very, very excited to get started on fixing this tree up. However, I do not have enough time left for this video to replace all of this dirt here with the oak logs, or the dark oak logs, or whatever, and the tree stuff. So, what I think I want to do is we're going to move our attention back over to this little cliffside here, because I have been very hard at work on the tree, and I've been neglecting this for the past day or two, and I really want to do a bit more of the shoreline and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to maybe try to adjust the angles, like we've mentioned before, of the little spikes here. Maybe try to vary them a little bit more. And then we're also going to start wrapping the shoreline around to the other side here, because this side definitely is going to need some. I just put this here as a placeholder, and I really want to get it fixed. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a little bit of shoreline and maybe a bit more of cliff smoothing or texturing just on the other side as well, because I do have I still have a lot of work I need to do over here. Oh, I forgot. I still need to do the grass over here too. No, I forgot. All right, let's get started on some of this at least. As I was doing this little piece of landscaping job, I did try really hard to get a bit more of a variation in the shape of the shoreline compared to the other one, but I do think it looks really good so far. I did find a good little pattern that I could follow, and I do think it looks lovely so far. Gosh, I don't know why, but I love making shorelines so much. It's so much fun. I don't know what happened. Something just like clicked in my brain, and I was like, wow, doing these little sand placing is a good time. I do still also want to try to connect this up to the ocean floor pretty soon. I'll probably do that between the video and stuff, but we'll see. I do think this looks very lovely. We have done so much in today's video. It might not look like it, but for me, this has been an absolutely mammoth of an episode for me. We made these beautiful shorelines. I have made tremendous progress mentally in terms of landscaping and tree building and shape making. This has been such a fun time. But I have unfortunately already run out of time for today's episode. And at the end of my last episode, I was at a total of 283,000 fish caught or so. And after a whole week of building and fishing, I'm now at 290,498. Gosh, I really love doing these landscaping projects, especially in free flow, because then I don't have to go to my creative world and I don't have to plan any of this stuff. I could just start placing, and it saves so much time just free flowing everything. Granted, it probably doesn't look as good as it can, but I still think that's totally fine. I love free-flowing this stuff. And I'm very excited to finish this tree and finish this cliff, and then we're gonna get the Apothecary robot, and it's all gonna be great. This has been so lovely. And with that, I do believe I have run out of time for today's episode. So, I thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Fishcraft. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!